So this is gonna probably be my last video. I'm gonna go turn myself in.
Big U is finally turning himself in and making major revelations about Nipsey's murder. Ever since Nipsey Hussle's death, one name has been at the center of controversy. Big U. From the streets to social media, the allegations have not stopped.
Big U had Nipsey Hussle killed. Everybody know that.
Big U's fallout with Nipsey Hussle and Nipsey Hussle, born Ermias Joseph Asgidam, was a rapper and entrepreneur from South Los Angeles. He gained recognition through mixtapes like The Marathon and his Grammy-nominated album, Victory Lap. Beyond music, Nipsey was deeply involved in business and community work, especially through his Marathon clothing store at Crenshaw and Slauson. Eugene Big U Henley. On the other hand, came from a very different background. As a prominent figure associated with the Rollins 60s neighborhood Crips, his early life included heavy involvement in street activities, which led to him serving 13 years in prison from 1991 to 2004. After his release, Big U claimed to shift focus to community activism and violence intervention programs. The relationship between Big U and Nipsey started positively. Around 2008, Big U took on a mentorship role, helping Nipsey build his All Money and brand and expand his reach. According to All Hip Hop, Big U even toured with Nipsey during the LAX tour, alongside The Game and a young Kendrick Lamar, then known as King. At that time, Big U was around 40 years old, and Nipsey was just 18 or 19. In interviews, Big U expressed admiration for Nipsey's hustle and unique style. Nipsey, in turn, acknowledged Big U in his music. However, by 2011, their relationship took a dramatic turn. The falling out their issues reportedly began over a dispute regarding equipment at Big U's shop. What could have been a minor disagreement escalated rapidly. Reports suggest Big U allegedly assaulted Nipsey, his brother Black Sam, and their father. The situation spiraled further, ending in a shootout involving Black Sam and LAPD officers. A Reddit thread suggested the conflict was more about gang politics than business or money. The fallout was serious enough that Nipsey allegedly recorded a diss track aimed at Big U in a documentary. Big U mentioned attempting to have Nipsey disciplined for the song, though Black Sam stepped in to prevent it from escalating. Interestingly, after 5 years of tension, reports indicate Nipsey and Big U reconciled around late 2016. They seemingly squashed their issues and resumed working together, with Big U even serving as Nipsey's road manager during the Victory Lap promotional tour in 2018. The renewed partnership continued until Nipsey's tragic death in 2019. Reconciliation, or set up this pattern of conflict and reconciliation, has raised questions. Some speculate whether their final reunion may have masked unresolved tensions. By late 2016, Nipsey's career was booming. Victory Lap would soon earn him a Grammy nomination and solidify his legacy in Hip-Hop as Nipsey's road manager. Big U would have had knowledge of his movements and security details information some believe could have been exploited. Still, it's crucial to acknowledge that Eric R. Holder Jr. was convicted of Nipsey's murder in 2022 and sentenced in 2023 to 60 years to life in prison. The official ruling states Holder acted alone, driven by a personal dispute in a 2021 drink. Champ's interview, Big U denied any involvement in Nipsey's murder. He stated they had no active beef and continued to communicate. He expressed frustration about people using Nipsey's death for clout. New developments in 2025, however, recent events have reignited speculation. On March 28, 2025, Adam 22 of the No Jumper podcast revealed that federal agents contacted him regarding Big U. They were reportedly looking for a cease and desist letter Big U had sent after an episode where rapper Loose Cannon accused him of having prior knowledge of Nipsey's murder. This is notable because Big U was arrested in March 2025 on federal RICO charges. These charges center around fraud, extortion, tax evasion, and the 2021 murder of rapper Rayon Williams. Though Nipsey's case isn't officially part of the indictment, it has sparked renewed interest in potential connections. The federal interest in Big U's attempts to suppress claims could indicate deeper scrutiny. Why work so hard to silence rumors if there's no truth? Or was he merely trying to protect his name, adding fuel to the fire? March 2025 also saw the indictment of 19 alleged Rollins 60s Crips members, with prosecutors describing the group as a mafia-like organization. Though Nipsey's murder isn't directly linked in the charges, the timing is suspicious to some. SKG's explosive accusations. Further complicating the story are the public accusations made by former Death Row Records artist SKG, born Helecha Choice, known as Suge Knight Girl. Due to her connection with Suge Knight, SKG has been active in the LA hip-hop scene for decades. After Big U's RICO arrest, she came forward more forcefully with claims that he was behind Nipsey's murder. Critics question whether she's capitalizing on Big U's legal troubles, or if his arrest finally made her feel safe enough to speak out. In a December 2023 interview with Tasha KSKG, claimed that Nipsey once set her up to be physically assaulted by Big U.
Well, you know, he jumped on me. He lured me over to Nipsey Hussle's shop. He jumped on me while I was pregnant, beat me up, made me go to another part of the neighborhood. I got jumped by 3 girls. I still have a scar on my back from that incident.
According to her, the assault occurred after Big U was embarrassed during a meeting at the LA radio station KDAY. In a more recent interview on No Jumper, SKG described the incident in detail. She explained that she was working at KDAY at the time and had originally introduced both Big U and Nipsey Hussle into her professional circle.
Now I'm like, oh, well, I have a little homeboy and he's starting to rap and he's doing music. I want to plug him over here because I'm at the radio station. Oh, Big U is over here. Let me bring him over here because I'm at the radio station. I'm already in position, right? It was never it wasn't valuable for me to work with him to where I benefited because I was already SKG.
According to SKG, after a business disagreement with Big U over a community project, Nipsey called her weeks later asking for some promotional posters she had made for him. When she went to Nipsey's shop to deliver them, she claimed she was ambushed.
I walk in the shop, him and Fats, they're out at the counter. I walk up, I'm talking to him, and I just hear the click, click. And it was like I knew that was that. I just knew. It's like it's a setup.
Oh, wow. Click, click, like somebody had a gun drawn on you?
No, click, click. They closed the door.
Oh,
click,
they
click.
locked it. Okay.
So they closed it, and then it was a thing where you can lock it, and I just heard the click, click.
This isn't a new allegation. SKG has reportedly been telling this story for years, claiming that Nipsey and his friend, Stephen Fats Donaldson, arranged for her to be ambushed and beaten. By Big U, the fact that she has remained consistent in her account over time lends it some credibility. However, it's fair to question why such serious accusations didn't result in legal action when they allegedly occurred. Interestingly, SKG says that despite their violent history, she and Nipsey eventually reconciled years later. During their meeting, she claims she warned him about potential danger, telling him, "Something's going to happen to you if you don't move from over here." When Nipsey asked why she would say that, SKG replied, "Because they don't respect you." She discussed this exchange on the No Jumper podcast on April 1st, 2025, suggesting she sensed threats to Nipsey's safety even before his murder. Despite their complicated past, SKG has expressed that she was deeply hurt by Nipsey's death in 2019, indicating that she still had an emotional connection to him. After Big U's arrest in March 2025, SKG's accusations became more direct. In a March 21st interview with TMZ, she explicitly accused Big U of being involved in Nipsey's murder, saying, "Big U definitely had something to do with it." She called for justice and expressed hope that he would be formally connected to the killing. However, as of May 1st, 2025, law enforcement has not confirmed any such link. SKG's claims directly challenge the official narrative of Nipsey's death. While Eric Holder was convicted of the murder, SKG suggests there was a broader conspiracy, and that Holder was merely the triggerman acting on someone else's behalf. When asked why she is so certain about Big U's involvement, she has hinted at insider knowledge, stating that the public would be shocked when the full details come to light. She also suggested that jealousy was a key motive, claiming Big U couldn't handle Nipsey's rising success and growing influence. The timing of SKG's most vocal accusations, after Big U's RICO arrest, has made some observers skeptical. Critics argue that the timing seems opportunistic and point to the lack of physical evidence beyond her personal account. However, her supporters emphasize how consistently she has told her story over the years, regardless of public reaction. It's also worth noting that during their reconciliation, SKG says Nipsey denied setting her up for the assault. This suggests the situation may have been more complex than it initially appeared. Perhaps Nipsey wasn't directly responsible, but was caught in a difficult power dynamic and explanation that might account for SKG's lingering sadness over his death. Despite their troubled past, SKG's accusations extend beyond Nipsey's murder. She paints a broader picture of Big U as a feared figure in the Crenshaw community. In several interviews, she has claimed that Big U terrorized her and others for years, alleging that he local businesses and used violence to maintain control. She said she now feels safer since his arrest, implying that fear had kept her silent for a long time when considering possible motives for Big U to target Nipsey. Several factors come up. First, there's the issue of financial control. As Nipsey's career and business empire grew, he may have become less reliant on former mentors. The music industry has a long history of conflict when artists try to break free from controlling influences. Then there's the matter of community influence. Nipsey wasn't just making money, he was becoming a symbol of positive change in South LA. For someone who built power through fear and intimidation, seeing Nipsey earn genuine respect and admiration could have been threatening. Finally, there may have been lingering resentment from their 2011 conflict. Although they appeared to reconcile, in 2016, deep-rooted grudges don't always disappear. The violent nature of their initial falling out suggests that strong emotions were involved, ones that may not have been fully resolved as of now. Law enforcement has not publicly linked Big U to Nipsey's murder, and it's important to uphold the presumption of innocence. Eric Holder remains the only person convicted in the case. Whether SKG's allegations will lead to further investigation remains to be seen. In past interviews, Big U has spoken about his transformation after prison and his desire to change his legacy. As he once said, "I know what I want. I want balance. I don't want to," his quote trailing off, perhaps symbolizing unfinished business or inner conflict.
Legacy. No, I know it.
You know
I want to balance. I don't want to be remembered for being this negative force. You know what I mean? I don't want to live my life and the only thing you can remember about Big U is he was this, he was that, he was this, he was that. You know what I mean?
Some critics have questioned SKG's motives. Her connection to Suganita, controversial figure with a history of alleged violence in the music industry, has raised concerns about potential bias. Others wonder whether her accusations are more about settling old scores than seeking justice. This situation reflects broader themes in hip-hop: loyalty, betrayal, mentorship, and the complex power structures that often operate behind the scenes. These patterns have affected countless lives in an industry that frequently blurs the line between street credibility and dangerous criminal associations. Regardless of the truth behind these allegations, one thing is undeniable. Nipsey Hussle's death created a massive void in hip-hop that goes far beyond music. His murder silenced a powerful voice for economic empowerment, took away a beloved community leader, and devastated fans who saw in him a new model for success, one that involved reinvesting in his community rather than abandoning it. A major loss for all of hip-hopoian Nipsey Hussle was killed on March 31st, 2019. The shockwaves were immediate and enduring. His death sparked a resurgence in his music's popularity. Victory Lap climbed to No. 2 on the Billboard 200, a peak Nipsey never got to witness. His single Racks in the Middle, featuring Roddy Ricch and Hit Boy, reached No. 26 on the Hot 100 and won Best Rap Performance at the 2020 Grammy Awards. While posthumous boosts in streams are common, the response to Nipsey's passing went far deeper. Major artists from across hip-hop paid tribute to him, underscoring just how wide his influence had grown. Kendrick Lamar, for example, honored him in his 2022 track, The Heart Part 5, where he used deepfake technology to morph into Nipsey's face and rap from his perspective. It was more than a tribute, it was an attempt to keep Nipsey's voice alive. At Nipsey's memorial service, Kendrick wrote a heartfelt letter recalling their early tour days and the bond they shared. Other artists, including Snoop Dogg, Big, shown deep reverence, and Nipsey's brother Nipsey Blue, created tributes of their own. The 2020 Grammy Awards also featured a star-studded performance honoring him, with appearances from DJ Khaled, John Legend, Meek Mill, Roddy Ricch, and YG. Community impact beyond the music. Nipsey's death had a powerful impact on the streets of Los Angeles. In the wake of his murder, leaders from rival gangs initiated peace talks. These truces, reportedly involving hundreds of people, were likened to the historic ceasefires. Following the 1992 LA riots, the fact that Nipsey's death could inspire such unity speaks volumes about his positive influence. Even among those once considered enemies, Nipsey's business vision lived on as well. His Marathon clothing store remained open, and in September 2019, a new location, the Marathon store, was opened on Crenshaw Boulevard. Continuing his commitment to community-focused entrepreneurship, Puma released a Marathon clothing collection, with proceeds benefiting the neighborhood through the NIP Foundation. Further supporting his community work, this approach inspired a shift in how artists think about wealth and investment. Rather than endorsing luxury brands or launching vanity labels, more artists began following Nipsey's model, building businesses that employ and empower their communities. Honors and Legacy Los Angeles honored Nipsey in lasting ways. Within months of his death, over 50 murals appeared across the city. The intersection of Slauson Avenue and Crenshaw Boulevard was renamed Ermia's Nipsey Hussle Askedam Square. In August 2022, the Hyde Park station on the K-Line was dedicated in his honor, and he was posthumously awarded a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Even Nipsey's intellectual influence continued. Local chapters of the Marathon Book Club formed, inspired by his reading list. These clubs gave people a space to engage with the ideas that shaped his mindset, ideas centered on entrepreneurship, self-discipline, and community leadership. His story has also been captured in various forms of media. The TV show All American referenced him, and a Netflix documentary co-produced by Ava DuVernay was announced, ensuring that future generations will understand his philosophy and impact on influence. Beyond music, Nipsey's influence extended into sports as well. NBA star Russell Westbrook dedicated his 20-20-20 game on April 2, 2019, to Nipsey's memories, symbolically honoring the Rollin' 60s, Nipsey's neighborhood. This cross-cultural tribute showed how deeply Nipsey's message resonated, particularly among successful black men across different fields who recognized in him someone who remained true to his roots. Perhaps the most lasting effect of Nipsey. Death has been the introspection it prompted within the hip-hop community. Artists began having more honest conversations about gang culture, violence, and the responsibility that comes with success. The notion of keeping it real was reevaluated, with many questioning whether staying tied to the streets was worth the risks. A legacy that lives on what makes Nipsey's legacy unique is that he's remembered not just for his music, but for what he was building, a blueprint for success that didn't require choosing between escape and loyalty to one's origins. The marathon continues. Once just a brand slogan, has evolved into a community development philosophy. It represents a commitment to long-term, sustainable change, led by those who truly understand their neighborhoods because they've lived the struggle themselves. This model stands in contrast to traditional development approaches that often displace longtime residents. In a tragic irony, Nipsey's death may have helped spread his message more widely than he could have managed in life. His murder spotlighted the very contradictions he tried to solve. How to stay present in the community without becoming a target. While navigating the dangers of neighborhoods like South Central Los Angeles, Nipsey Hussle's message reached far and wide, but that reach came at an immeasurable cost. We can only imagine what else Nipsey might have achieved, the businesses he would have built, the artists he would have mentored, the community changes he would have led. His death at just 33 wasn't only the loss of a talented musician, it was the tragic end of a visionary who was redefining what success could look like within the hip-hop community. He was creating a new blueprint, one that connected fame with purpose, profit with progress. Although the official investigation concluded, with Eric Holder's conviction, questions continue to linger. Did Holder truly act alone, or was he part of something larger? Allegations from figures like SKG, who directly accused Big U, reflect a broader skepticism, one rooted in how power often operates in the shadows. Whether these claims ever result in further legal action remains uncertain. What they do make clear is the dangerous tightrope artists like Nipsey walk caught between street credibility and community transformation. In trying to uplift the very environment that raised him, Nipsey may have threatened forces on both sides of the law, those who profit from chaos and those who resist change. Ultimately, Nipsey Hussle's greatest contribution to hip-hop may B, how he expanded its possibilities. He proved that an artist could earn critical acclaim, build a thriving business empire, and uplift their community all at the same time. He rejected the idea that one must choose between commercial success and staying loyal to their roots. Instead, he built a model where each strengthened the other. The wave of blue profile pictures across social media after his death wasn't just a sign of mourning, it was a symbol of unity, of shared values, and of a belief that success should create opportunities for others. It became a movement, a mindset. This philosophy has inspired a new generation of hip-hop artists who are now measuring their impact not just by sales or streams, but by the jobs they create and the communities they uplift. As we reflect on the complex relationship between Nipsey, Big U, and the circumstances surrounding his murder, we may have to accept that some questions will remain unanswered. But one truth is undeniable. In his short life, Nipsey Hussle changed how hip-hop defines greatness. He reimagined what it means to be an artist and showed us what it means to lead. And that's a wrap. If you found this powerful or insightful, check out the other videos on your screen right now. Thanks for watching, and until next time,